Hi, it's Tim from Toy Tinker Tim. In this episode, I'm taking a good look here at Duke, the Super Action Dog from Kenner, 1974. The basic figure was available individually. It came with a zipline type accessory. That accessory named the Canyon Slide. It's like a zipline. Duke came out in a pretty impressive size, especially for little hands to play with there. It's 7.5 inches tall. That was a pretty good size for a kid to handle there. And then his height matched by a nose to tail length of 8.5 inches. But it's not just the size of Duke that made him a super action dog, but 8 points of articulation. His jaw, and the neck, where his head would swivel and tilt forward, both front legs on a swivel type ball joint, the waist that had full twist bend action. Hind legs were mounted on a more flat swivel type joint, and his free floating tail here that would just sway on its own. I had never really heard of this set or the line until just a few years ago here, and I came across it on eBay. Additional feature here: when his head is bent downward, his jaw opens so he can grasp his various accessories sold in the add-on play sets, or you can just manually pull his jaw down to hold or place items. On the inner thighs of his hind legs, one is marked with the General Mills Fun Group copyright, and the opposite leg, Kenner Products, there with Cincinnati, Ohio, their home office location at the time. There's a lot of sculpted detail, from the fur lines, the detail sculpted in on the feet, including details in the mouth of the figure. And then, as far as they went to painting in the teeth and the tongue and the other details inside there as well. The larger size of the figure allows Duke to display with other figures as well. So this vintage toy had paint loss and wear, which is common with these Duke action figures. They've been airbrushed, from the factory, but it's a common issue. I have a behind-the-scenes members episode where I've shown how I restored the paint on this figure without the use of an airbrush. So the Duke action figure also came with a mini comic. This comic also came with the different play sets as well. You can kind of see elements of a trend here with this set of the comics being included with toys, the little catalogs, little booklets, and going forward in other toy lines as well, where that feature and type of thing were often done. The little mini comic tells an adventure of Duke and his owners, where they've been assigned to locate a rare mineral called magnolite. So finding that is going to be a great asset in helping with the energy crisis. So Duke is equipped in this comic with his various accessories, which are sold separately. And with the aid of those and Duke's intelligence, he saves Vic Merritt, who in the comic is the father of Mark, the little boy, but also plays then a key role in locating the magnolite mineral. This particular booklet was in really poor condition. It was stained, various stains, just all over when I got it. And in the members episode, again, I've gone over my process to reduce the acidity, the stiffness of that paper, and then also to reverse the yellowing. And then I'm also mending staple tears that had developed in the spine of that from just over the years. Kenner really went into a planned, developed effort on this line. You know, marketing ads and comic books, some really dynamic sales catalog concept artwork with prototype photography of play sets. Some of these sets get a bit extreme, you know, on the far end of reality, but the rescue unit set with a trouble light that Duke can hold in his mouth and pull the wagon by a harness, it's equipped with rescue gear. That's a favorite of mine, and that'll be actually in an episode here on Toy Tinker Tim. So we've seen here with Duke things that were, and now let's take a look at some things that weren't. So it would have been a neat matchup for Kenner to put Duke with the Bionic toy line, considering they did both the Bionic toys and Duke. But in the time frame of things, Duke was in production only for just a couple of years when he came out in '74. And the Bionic Woman figure went into production in '76 to about 1978. You know, Duke's massive size puts him a bit out of scale for vintage G.I. Joe figures, but he's still cool. It's really a nice detailed figure, and like other vintage toys that have equal great design and planning involved, they are really timeless. You know, again, the timeless design of Duke and the idea behind it could easily translate into modern toy market, you know, with more real-world settings of adventure and rescue, plus the huge growth in marketing on pet ownership. They could even expand the line to include other heroes, other dogs here, along with Duke. And some real-world personal heroes here for Toy Tinker Tim on YouTube are here. These include the current behind-the-scenes members who have access to exclusive repair and restoration episodes and advanced previews of new episodes. So a special thank you to them for their support and being able to bring more unique vintage toys here to the channel. And that is my look here at the Kenner Duke Super Action Dog. Thanks for watching. Be sure to subscribe to the channel. Hit the like if you liked it. Drop me some comments below if you had a Duke set. I'd like to know more about from some of the folks who had one growing up. And if you'd like to see additional toys like this one as well. If it's something you're considering, you can check out the behind-the-scenes membership, get the details there a little bit, and be a part of support for the channel and getting access to exclusive content here on YouTube. So, as always, thanks for watching Toy Tinker Tim.